Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's like we never left. Here again, Zelda Speedruns, bringing you tonight a Zelda 2 100% all keys tournament qualifier. 1 minute. Let me fix that. No, we're not 32 minutes into a race here. We got Dude, Riak, Raydude, and Tej here on Restream tonight. Joined on commentary, making their ZSR debut, Lightning. Welcome.
Hey, Lamau, what up?
Not much. I will hand it over to someone who actually knows this game, and we'll get this race underway.
Thanks. I'm going to have a co-commentator later, but he's just going to be a little late to join. This race is probably going to be our biggest, not like biggest in terms of entrance, but as far as a restream goes, it's going to be our biggest. Because Dude, Riak, TGH, and Raydude are all pretty heavy hitters. Dude, Riak, and TGH are in the top 4 currently for averages, and I can go through their averages really quick. Although it doesn't really matter until you have 5 races in which Riak does, so he's technically or TGH as well, I should say. They're the only 2 that are qualified in this race so far. Dude has a 1:16.24 with 4 races, so this one will qualify him, but based on the time he gets is going to change his placement. But he's currently the number 1 time here. Riak has got 5 races in already. He's got a 1:16.32, so he's 8 seconds away from Dude. He potentially could take first here. And then TGS has a 77.17 with 6 races, so he could actually knock off one of his worst times, which is currently a 1:18.11. So if he gets a 1:16, he's going to increase his average by a whole ton. So honestly, Dude, Riak, TGH could all kind of like take the lead as far as averages go in this race. So it's pretty exciting. Raydude has, with 5 races, he's already qualified as well. He has a 1:19.51, so he's also looking to knock off one of his worst times, which is 1:22.12. His next best one is 1:20.12, so if he gets a sub 80 in this race, his average will be much better, like improved by possibly like a minute. And that would put him ahead of quite a few people and put him in like the top 8. Okay, looks like we're counting down. Everybody's on the race or the name select screen. And there we go. You'll notice everybody exited right. Everybody doing the same burn 5 frame strat. We used to think it was 1 frame, but it turns out it's actually 5 because the practice ROM tells you how many frames you see inside of a screen. And it says we waste 5 frames by going right. But we do this on purpose to put the 6th kill at a better frame so that a bag will drop, but also when you exit this cave, you'll get good encounters. Looks like TGH got the bag, and Raydude did, but not Dude or Riak. So Raydude and TGH, which with a much better chance of getting attack 4 out of House 1, Dude and Riak are going to have to get pretty lucky. First big thing that's going to happen here is the reverse bubble skip for at least Dude, Riak, and I'm pretty sure TGH. We'll see if Ray's going for that as well. They're going to see what kind of encounters they get here, and then based on that, they're going to try for reverse bubble skip. So you can see Dude knew exactly what kind of encounter he was about to get, which was a back spawn. Riak wasn't aware, so he just kind of went for the standard sit in the corner, and he actually got very unlucky and got fairies, which creates more. You can see Dude going for reverse bubble here. Ooh, he didn't get an encounter that he was aware of. That was not a normal encounter. So it looks like TGH is the only one who got reverse bubble skip. Pretty sick with a 1:54 entry. Pretty good. That's only like a few seconds slower than like the best possible one. So he had an encounter where it just kind of slowed him down, but he was still aware of it. You're aware of like a bunch of different patterns. Some of them are a little bit quicker. You can get in at like 1:51, but getting in at 1:54 is still sick. And you'll see everybody else got in at like a 2-1x time. So it was much faster to get both bubble skips there. TG is going to have like a pretty big lead just going through P1, especially with attack 4 possibly happening for him much easier than the top 2. This palace is pretty straightforward. There's not going to be route divergence from any of these players. And the route, when I say route, it's just an EXP route. Like you can kill the skeleton that TGH just skipped early to get attack 2 faster for the Doom Rattler upstairs, but it's not actually worth it because then you need to kill bots if you didn't kill the Gorilla earlier in the heart screen. So they're going to skip that skeleton so that they can push the drop onto that skeleton that they first skipped, which is worth 30 XP. It'll now be a drop versus the 250 XPs that'll be in the item room. So they're saving 20 XP by jumping these 2 skeletons. We actually didn't do this when, like, I want to say like 2013. I don't think anybody was skipping the skeleton. I could be wrong. I think it could have even been like late 2013 when people started. But when I started running this game, I don't believe anybody was. But you don't really need attack 2 for that, Hammer Bro. Riak, you saw, I think, and Dude as well, both did the reverse key grab. Grab the key first, kill the Doom Rattler after. Pretty fun strat. Dude and Riak have actually had very similar things happen to them, like on the Overworld, and then they both did the reverse key grab, so that's why they're very even right now. And TGH is cruising. Rated is actually slightly ahead of Dude and Riak. So he's had a overall better experience, even with losing some HP, which Dude and Riak have also lost HP. And everyone has no beams. You see Dude already took life 2, which is not a big deal. He might have done that unintentionally. He might have wanted to get attack 2 first and taken life 2 by skipping accidentally, but it also doesn't really matter because he didn't get a 50 bag in the first place. So even if he took attack 2 first, he was probably going to take life 2 after that. Yeah, you see Riak took life 2 after the attack 2. Bots are not being nice. There's Dude's attack 2. Riak threw a beam on that first bot, pretty swag. It also just stops the bot in its tracks so you don't get hurt jumping up. The only issue with doing something like that is if the bot immediately jumps at you, like you do stab it, which will stop it from hitting you, but you also stop because it's a 2-hit kill. If it were just a 1-hit kill, you wouldn't lose any momentum, but by doing that you would lose momentum and possibly just get juggled on by the bots. So it's not necessarily something you should do, it's just a choice you make when you're jumping up there. TGH doing the skip because he got a 200 bag, which I didn't notice. So he's able to just walk through here and he's going to get his guaranteed attack 4 unless he screws up the leveling after Horsehead. It looks like Riak also got the 200 bag, so he needs another 200, and Ray Dude also got the 200 earlier. Looks like Dude is the only one that's guaranteed not attack 4 at this point. Which sucks, because I think every single race he's been in, he hasn't been able to get attack 4. Looks like Riak didn't get the 200 bag there. It's a little unfortunate. You can see if he had 50 extra XP, which he would have got from the the cave earlier. Plus, if he didn't take life 2, he would be able to get attack 4, but only one 200 bag. So 2 attack 4s, 2 attack 3s. And TGH with a huge lead. You can already see he's already walking the trophy cave while the others are placing their gem. That is very important in a race where you're up against strong opponents. Honestly, the early game and the end game are the most important. Early, like if you have a good run started, you're just so much more confident, especially with attack 4. And then you just need to close out your late game, which is when the nerves start to really set in if you're on good pace. Yeah, TGH, possible PB potential here. Don't want to jinx it. There's a lot of game left to play. But this is the kind of jump town time that you would want to see on a PB pace run. 812 is very solid. Oh, Riek has life 3. He accidentally took life 3 instead of attack 3 at the gym, I just realized. That is definitely a mistake. It's gonna slow him down a little bit. But as far as just like getting the right levels later, he can still be fine because life 3 is at least way better than taking like extra magic levels. Because life obviously requires the least amount of XP. He's just gonna hope for 200 bags in Death Mountain in P2. He's gonna need at least 2. If he hadn't taken life 3, if he'd been on life 2, he would technically only need 1 200 bag. And he would just have to kill absolutely everything in his way. And now he's actually hoping for some good RNG. Otherwise he's going to have to kill quite a few skull bubbles in P2. Alright, looks like Dude is going to be the second one into Jump Cave. Ray Dude right on his heels. With attack 4 though. So Ray Dude's still in the better position technically. You'll see Dude has to hit an extra time on this red Guria to kill it. Riak not used to having to hit these Octoroks twice because attack 2 is very weak. Let's see how many Guria hits. It takes 4, 5. So it's an extra 2 for Riak. He's gonna get his attack 3 very, very soon, so he'll be used to his regular attack 3 strats pretty quick here. I missed how many encounters TGH got or didn't get. Looks like Ray Dude is on 1 here. I missed Dudes. I was busy looking at React's attack 2 fighting because it's pretty abnormal. TGH already getting his magic 2 because of the trollfish. TGH definitely got hammered by encounters there because Dude shouldn't be this close if he didn't. Pretty unfortunate. But giving Dude a chance to catch up because he's going to need every second he can get in the overworld considering the attack difference. Of course, they're not really racing each other. They are in racetime.gg and like they're going to get racetime points, but in the grand scheme of things, you're just trying to get one of your best times. You're not necessarily racing anybody in this qualifier. I think you're going to feel more confident if you're constantly beating your opponents when you go into brackets. You're going to feel a lot stronger, but yeah, they're just trying to get decent times. They're just racing each other like themselves at the moment. Dude needs to be putting up a 116 to keep his average pretty even with himself, whereas TGH and React could actually just get a low 117 or a high 116 to improve their average. Ray Dude, of course, can get anything under 122 and he'll increase his average. And based on the start with attack 4, I think he's going to actually end up with a really good time that'll knock one of his earlier races off of his average. Of course, nothing's guaranteed when you have, you know, a 1cc category like this where you can't refresh your lives. But all 4 of them are pretty strong. You rarely see these types of players game over. You see Dude having to hit an extra time on the moblins. Pretty annoying because you can actually no-stop kill those with beams. But only with attack 4. Okay, React got his attack 3. He was a bit focused on combat there, and actually almost skipped into life 4. Or maybe magic 2, I'm not sure. No, it would be life 4. That was scary. That's the reason why people miss levels, it's because like they're used to being at a certain level, so like you just kind of let muscle memory take over. When you're in a certain room and the level pops up, you're just like, oh, I gotta cancel. But if you're at the highest possible XP, for the highest level, it can't cancel. You'll just skip to life or magic versus going to the cancel. So you really got to slow down your levels when you're on some weird XP like React is, or just in attack 3 in general. TGH moving pretty far ahead because attack 4 too strong. Dude keeping up pretty well, only 1 room behind him. Which is always impressive for someone who's down the attack level. And then Ray Dude's 1 room behind Dude. TGH into the Hammer Cave at like 1440 it looked like. That's pretty good. Pretty good for what it looked like he was like when he got encounters before Bagu. I didn't see how many, but if he got like at least 2, 1440 is really good. And the Dude it coming in at 1502. So really still not that far behind, about 20 seconds behind. Was it 2? Yeah, that's rough. But that also means the 1440 Death Mountain entrance is really good. Because I think he, like for his kind of pace, he would probably be looking for like a 1430 for his like PB pace to stay even with splits. Like he's only plus 6.5 on his splits here. So if he just got 1 less encounter, he would be ahead. Looked like React entered about like 1530, like a high 1530, and Ray Dude probably like a 1520 of some sort. Yeah, I would say Dude is actually doing really well for being down his attack level and also for not getting reverse bubble skip. Dude also has probably the most experience of any of these players as far as racing goes, so his ability to adapt to situations is going to be the strongest here, obviously. It's got quite a few years on all these players. React with a 1640 hammer on what we'll call an attack 2 run. And he gets his attack 4, which is good. You still want to be able to get attack 4 by the hammer. So he's probably very happy to have gotten that 200 bag. He's probably feeling a bit better about his levels. Because if you get into P2 and you haven't gotten a 200 bag yet, you're feeling sketch. You're hella sketch on the run. because there's a chance you won't get attack 6 leaving P2, and that just sets a horrible pace for the rest of the run. You're just down levels the whole entire run. And I'm pretty sure nobody really practices all keys with less levels than normal. Only up until like P2 do people practice with worse levels. TGH getting the boulder dash encounter, which is one encounter after the boulder break. If you watch his pathing here, it means he can walk down into this grass and get a double spawn. With a fairy, okay, it's okay. If you get a fairy there, your encounters are pretty random, so if they're not random, they do basically what you want them to do every time, which is like you walk up and over them. You can see Dude trying to set up for that same encounter there and gets it. There's also a backup encounter you can take, which is like right where Dude is right now, and you'll get the same effect, but it's just a little slower to take it there. And you'll see the encounters Dude just got are what are intended. They kind of like close in on you, but you just dodge up and over, like to the left, up and over to the left. And they kind of just trail behind you. TGH is going to leave the screen with an 18.5x. That's really good. Super good. He's having a really good run, which sucks that he got those 2 encounters going to Bagu, because this time is good. Imagine if he didn't get those. Oof, takes a 3rd encounter of his run though. Going to impede on his Fairy Town time. Oh, and then he waited in the forest as opposed to walking onto the road because I think he was trying to dodge, but holding right there would have put it on a half encounter. It was still a good decision trying to dodge there. You know, try to save as much time as possible. You either do one or the other. Ooh, Dude having to go back up into the swamp to try and dodge. Nobody's getting good encounters here. Let's see if Riak or Radu get a better one. Riak caught up to Radu a little bit. They were like 20 seconds. Maybe they're still about the same. It's a pretty long screen. Radu getting hammered by encounters, but he's already taken life 3, so he's not in any danger. Yeah, the trollfish are just super hitting Radu and Riak. Ooh, it takes a half encounter, that's not a big deal. He actually grabs the fairy, because he's gonna have to fight a Guria coming up here pretty soon before he gets a heart container, so just trying to be safe. Looks like Riak's the only one who didn't get an encounter here. And he needs that overworld time to catch up to TGH, or Dude or Radu at this point. I would say Riak still has a pretty good chance of catching up to these players. His XP actually doesn't look too bad. He's actually got 100 extra XP compared to Dude with the extra level that he's taken accidentally. So it's looking like he should be fine on XP. So like after P2, it's just all stuff he's used to, essentially. And he can definitely play his game and come back. Yeah, we got a couple of dudes. Just a couple of dudes. Alright, TGH, the first one out of the collection area. The slowness of Fairy Town. You'll see he took an extra step earlier out of Fairy Town to set up like a good encounter and to set up the step counter for entering this cave, so making it really easy to just get past all these random encounters. Dude doing the same. Everybody does this, so. You can still get pretty unlucky exiting Fairy Town and doing that step burn strat, because you can still take an encounter on the road. They can follow you. Oh, I just noticed Radu is in a permanent state of vertical lines. That is evident of a game about to crash. Oh, they went away for a second. Hopefully his game remains okay. That wasn't the stream either. That's actually the cart for the NES. Okay, right now it's fine. That's a good sign. That might be common for him, I'm not sure. TGH in at 22:35. Dude on his heels. Let's see if dude can get there with no encounter. Looks like he got a double back spawn, so he burned a step on that road. He got a fairy here, so all these encounters are random, which is kind of good in a swamp. Yeah, he took that on the half encounter, so only a half encounter gets in 22:54. Good swamp walk. You either want like a half encounter or none. You're actually kind of slightly unlucky if you get any more than that doing this exact strat. Ray Dude actually burned a step already, so he's going to take an encounter on the road right here because they're going to spawn before he gets there. It's going to stop here. You just have to stop no matter what these encounters do because they will close in on you later. And looks like Riek has the potential to get in. He doesn't take the half encounter there. Nice. Gets in clean 23-25. Now Ray Dude and Riek are tied. So Riek's closed about 20 seconds since Death Mountain. On Ray Dude. Dude got the key ferried out so he could skip a Doom Rattler. Riek is definitely not going to skip this Doom Rattler. I'm pretty sure he wants all the XP he can get. Yeah. Yeah, Riek just barely ahead of Ray Dude, so they're going to be pretty closely synced. Not exactly synced, but same room for a lot of this. Ray Dude should technically come out ahead because of the XP he has, but being at 1400 XP for Ray Dude means he hasn't gotten too many 200p bags. It's a little bit lower than you would want to be, but obviously he's safe. He's just going to have to kill a couple extra things. Riek's going to have to kill a lot of stuff. TGH took a little bop on the bot. The bot was crawling away. Wasn't expecting that, I don't think. Those bots are so annoying. Because you have two different enemy types, kind of like enemy patterns. With the heads and the bots, so you're hoping the bots kind of sit in their place because it makes it really easy to just hop over the floating heads without hitting them until you get to the locked door. Ooh, dude taking a bop on the rain droplet. Thankfully that's not a very risky damage to take. It always pushes you back onto the platform to your right. It's just really annoying. TGH not having to take the red jar, which is always nice. I'm surprised he didn't like life up or anything, but you don't necessarily need beams until like one more room coming up in this palace, and you're more than likely to take damage in this block room coming up, so because he just doesn't really care, because Life 3 is super beefy. I don't think he's worried about dying or anything, but beams can be nice. But when you have random blocks falling, it's maybe not worth your time. TGH doing the jump into fairy strat, which means the Iron Knuckles think you're in a jumping state constantly, so they moonwalk at your speed. If you were to walk while casting fairy, you wouldn't get this effect. They would be very slow. Dude actually killing the Red Eye Cave. They both spawn. If you have a bot come out of the dripper, you have a strong chance of despawning that red Iron Knuckle at the end there. Luckily, 0 spawn for him. And he's catching up on XP. Dude's at pretty good XP right now. I'd say like 1300 coming out of that area, and you're pretty good. But he's at 1531, so. Probably not taking Magic 2, that's for sure. Well, I shouldn't say for sure. I mean, if he sees a 200 bag, he might actually take Magic 2, but there's no reason to, technically. Since P3's got a ton of XP. Ooh, Riek messed up by that red Iron Knuckle. I think I missed it exactly, but he might have tried to downstab kill it as its last hit. Wow, TGH and Dude are in the same room. Obviously, they just kind of high-five, so Dude has to do the entirety of this room, but he's closed in on TGH. I think it has had to do with TGH's encounters. Yeah, TGH has been grinding this game. Long sessions. He's doing what you should be doing if you want to quickly improve at a game like Zelda 2. Because with Zelda 2, there's just constant reactions to what's happening. It's not like a game like Mario 1, for instance, where you're kind of playing on rails and it's just pure execution. This game has a lot of execution plus reactions. So he has been able to expose himself to a ton of different situations really quickly by just grinding the heck out of this game. And it's really good to continually grind versus like playing a few months of the year, even if you were to heavily grind for those few months, because you're going to recall all your situations much better. So yeah, TGH has been putting up some pretty sick times. Looking to put up his best race time so far. Still on pretty good pace to do that. Dude with the quick kill, you can see his XP is totally fine. The skip amount is 150 here, so he's going to be a bit over. Looks like React should be okay. I kind of forget what the Life 3 threshold is. I think it's like 300. It's 400. So he needs a... Let's see. Is one of these a drop? If one of these is a drop and it's a red draw, I don't think he makes it. Unless he... Yeah, I guess he knew his drops. Okay, cool. That's good. If one of those was a drop, that would have really sucked. And Ray Dude finishing 29-31 on the gem. Yeah, TGH also getting into Shield Town with a 29, a low 29. That's pretty good. Dude coming in with a 29.46, also really good for his situation. I would say a 29 entry into Shield Town in a race is just pretty solid. You obviously are shooting for the sub 29 because that puts you on PB pace, but I don't think you can complain too much in a race. Looks like Ray Dude's beating React. See, so you can see the difference. React and Ray Dude were pretty much tied in P2 at the early part of it, but React having to kill a lot more has put Ray Dude quite a bit ahead. But they're at the exact same level, so that advantage that Ray Dude had is now gone, and it's going to be just pure execution with the same non-handicap. I don't know what you would call that. Same levels, so... Yeah, everybody's doing great, I would say. In a race environment, Zelda 2 is pretty rough, so... Pretty good. Dude showing off the strat. I'm sure TGH did as well. I just missed it because there's 4 races going on. TGH gets the red jar, which is actually what he wanted. Because he's going to want to take Magic 3 to refill after a fairy cast in the item room. So it's just optimal to get the red jar there. Not a big deal if you don't. Unless you want XP. If you're in a low XP situation. Yeah, we had Dude and React both on attack 3. And React actually accidentally took life 3 instead of attack 3. So he was 2-1-3 leaving P1. But he only needed to make up 100 XP, 150 XP I think, to get to attack 3. So he was actually down an attack level for a good solid like 3 to 4 minutes. Ray Dude and TGH both got the 50 bag in Magic Container Cave, so it made it much easier for them to get attack 4. It's at least nice that Dude and React didn't get the 50 bag, because that would really suck to get the 50 bag and then still not get attack 4, because you waste so much time killing everything in your path trying to get it. Dude and React both skipped like the Doom Rattler, for instance, in the second to last P1 room because they just knew they weren't going to get attack 4. So they were able to bring back a little time there. React getting the red iron knuckle, which is not bad because he actually needs XP. So he just gets his magic refill from a level up. Casts life right away because he's definitely not taking life 4 in here. He should have a drop coming up unless it was on the blue Gorilla. Could have missed that. TGH trekking through the bot lava room. Nobody likes that room. Unless you're playing like NMG, I think you can jump both ways in NMG. Pretty sure. And you can see TGH kills the blue iron knuckle for magic 3, casts fairy before it occurs. Got the full magic again. Plus the instant pickup that fairy grants you. And instant acceleration, meaning you can turn around immediately. And he gets to cast jump on the way back. Now it's actually an easy room. I should say safe. Maybe not easy. Dude actually casting jump here just to be safe, so he's not going to have a fairy cast for the item. You can't blame someone. A death in that room is much slower than having a fairy cast here. Looks like he's still going to cast fairy because he'll get a jump cast on the way out. He's just going to not have magic. So he'll either get it from a drop or from the red iron knuckle statue that's on the way out of this bot lava room. Yeah, jump in this room is so safe. Riak is not going to have jump coming forward, so he's obviously waiting here because he just got a level up, but also because his spot's at the edge. Nice, it curled right. You would also prefer just to jump off the edge, but Ray do cast and jump on the way out. I highly recommend casting jump both ways if you can. It's worth living and not casting fairy on the item, to be honest. TGH at Rebonac. Pretty big lead over Dude, where they were like almost kind of even earlier. TGH also taking the quick kill route. No corner strat for TGH. It was pretty quick. I would say that's probably faster than your average corner fight for sure. The corner fight can go a little faster, but you just have to get so lucky. So it's kind of like it's just kind of like I don't want to take RNG and put that in my run, so you just fight them straight up. If you have the ability to do so and you have like good HP and you don't need to cast shield, like that's something you should do. Okay, he did a slink there, but it would be hard to tell because it doesn't look like he slinked an encounter. But he waited for the encounter down below him to be on a certain frame of like in the desert and then went down, because that sets up a slink later. So it's kind of like when you slink encounters in like the Green Mile area because they're always close to you, but he did it from far away. It's pretty funny. Like you don't notice that until you know about it, to be honest. $36.09 on the P3 jump for Dude. Pretty good for attack 3. If you can get a 35 on attack 3, that is super sick. So he was very close to getting a 35. Dude also did a slink there. He just did an actual close slink. For the visual cue is just closer to Link there. Same effect. React taking the fight in the corner, it looks like. I missed how Raydude did it. I'm assuming he might have done the corner too. It looks like React's just going to fight him straight up after the corner though. Because that's honestly the RNG part. It's not the horse part of the fight. That's RNG. It's like once the Rebonac is like knocked off his horse. Because Rebo can like sit out of your range and you're just bouncing on his head forever. Dude took a half encounter. Unfortunate, but pretty common. It might make random encounters here because he didn't stab leaving. Yeah, see how these are random now? You would actually have to stab, I'm pretty sure, leaving that half encounter to make them not random walk you. But random walk isn't always bad, to be honest. It's not in your control, but a lot of times they just go straight away from you. So, ooh, gets a fairy here. Ooh, that's scary. He's gonna slink down. Nice. The fairy pretty much guarantees that you're going to have random walk everywhere. He takes an extra step to just bait out an encounter, and the random walk works in his favor. Definitely still good decision making. Like, obviously you can still make decisions based on how the random walk's going, but it's more in the game's hands than your own. React also getting fairies, so they're all random walk. It's great. This game's great. You can see TGH doing some stabs. It's not that the stabs help manipulate this encounter coming up, it's just the amount of time that he burned in this encounter. So he does 4 stabs to emulate, or to simulate an amount of time of buffering in the encounter. Stabbing in this game is obviously the best way to count time that you're wasting. I'm not sure how many frames one stab is at the moment, but you're trying to waste 4 stabs worth of frames. If you don't do that, then you have a high chance of random walk on the encounters when you're trying to get these Reflect Town forced encounter skips. Dude had a good dazzle walk and gets the encounter skip. And you're going to see him do some stabs or take damage on a lever, which puts you at half health, and then do a few stabs. So obviously he's aware that taking damage is also pretty similar to like 1 stab. Raydu gets his first encounter skip. Does his stabs. Raydu's also going right, even though it wastes 5 frames. Because a lot of people will just go right in an encounter just because it's safer to them. Like, they're more, they feel better about going right through the encounter versus left because the enemies are spawned slightly differently. So you will see sometimes people go left or right out of an encounter, even though right is 5 frames slower. Who is Simple Dudes? Well, we got 2 dudes. One of them is Simple Dude. The other one could be a Simple Dude. You'd have to ask him. But Simple Dude is the all keys world record holder. Of all the people running in this race, he has ran it the longest. Started taking it seriously in 2012. Ran it before then even. TGH already on his second encounter skip. You're gonna see he doesn't do stabs in this last encounter because he actually wants random walk coming out of here, or he doesn't mind it. You could run with the non-random walk encounter, but he actually prefers not to have it here. Slinks down, which is good. He could have went up, but it would have made this a little bit different for him. He waits a little bit so that when he walks up, he triggers the timed encounter and the step encounter at the same time. So pretty good execution there. Yep, looks like everyone's on the same route. This is the last time for our route divergence, and everybody skipped Firetown here. Yeah, TGH is on sick race time. He can't really 74 at this point. Technically, he could. But it's more expected that if his run continues with this type of pace, he'll get a 75. Ooh, dude waits a little bit there because he got an encounter to his left, so he's just kind of like deciding on what to do. This is what he wants. Cool, he can dodge up and right. He went up 2 squares just in case he got followed by the lower encounters. Gets a fairy here. Yeah, take the fairy encounter, that's smart. He was hoping to slink there, but he got into a position where if he messes up the slink, he can take the encounter below him. So taking the fairy there was probably the best case scenario for him. Pretty sweet decision making. Looks like Raydu got an encounter near the end of this walk. We get to see reacts now. He got a fairy. He's got random walk going on. Goes down early. Goes up and over versus slinking. Gonna get an encounter in the grass, and then hopefully on this last grass tile, yep, cool, and it was a back spawn too. So he's gonna get one near the end of the forest. Easy spawn to work with because it's got a fairy. You just walk straight right there because you know it's random walk, and again, the worst case scenario if you go right is you take a ferry. So looks like they all have pretty good decision making in that little overworld. That's probably like the craziest overworld that you deal with in this run. There's so many different ways to do it. There's a lot of slinking there. So many encounters popping up. And I'd say they all did it pretty well. But TGH just cementing his lead with that crazy walk he had that was 0 encounter. Didn't even have to take a ferry. TGH rubbed up against the wall there before falling into the corridor, which is technically slower. But what it does is it sets up the bubble to be in a position so that when you downstab over that tin suit, and then once Link is like kind of like doing his little hump over, once he reaches outside the low ceiling, you throw a beam and it goes straight through that skull bubble. So burning a little time by rubbing your head against the wall to lose momentum actually makes that screen a lot easier to deal with. I don't think any of these players have taken any unintended deaths. So they might take all of their intentional deaths here in P4, which is 3 total. If anybody saves one, that's just smart. Ray Dude here was looking for a red jar. Yeah, he's gonna save a life as well. Ray Dude looking for a red jar is pretty heads up play because endgame in this game can be pretty brutal. It's pretty easy to take a death in P5. It's pretty easy to get killed in Valley of Death or GP. Obviously, you can't refresh your lives in GP unless you want to waste a lot of time doing so. So saving that life so he can guarantee a good race average here. These block rooms, like the one TGH is in, they're pretty fun. If you ever want to like mess around with some fun execution, those rooms are pretty fun to mess with. Because you start downstabbing through the... Ray Dude's NES is freaking out. You start downstabbing through the blocks a little later than you would, than you can do it, so that the heads are spawned in a good position. And then you hit down, you swing right, you hit down again to swing left, and you can do it all in one fluid motion. It just feels so good. Block rooms are really fun in this game. Ray Dude taking his intentional death. Here, just watch Dude do this block room, because it just looks so cool. He did a large jump there, but that's pretty common, and it was still very clean. The only way you can do that faster is if when you jump, you hit down so soon that it actually pulls your down stab out and hits the block before Link gets any like height. So it kind of looks like Link is getting sucked down, and that's the optimal movement, but that's barely faster. Get to see React in this room. Ray Dude also was just in this room. React did it a little quicker. He didn't get the complete fluid motion, but it was still really good. Hello, somebody just joined me.
Yes. Hey, what's up, Light?
Hey, nothing much. What's going on, DM?
I apologize.
It's all good. I've been talking my ass off out here.
Well, now you have something to bounce it off of, so here we go. I see we're only like 46 minutes in, so yeah.
Yeah, only 46. We're only in the Kool-Aid Palace.
P4 makes sense for that time. Who we got? We got Dude.
Another dude. React.
Oh, Redo.
Yeah, we got 2 dudes.
Nice. React and TGH. Wow, these are all really good players, actually.
Yeah, and they're all playing really close to each other. It's actually been a pretty good race. To catch you up, TGH and Raydude both got the 50 bag and both got the first 200p bag, I'm pretty sure, in P1. So they were attack 4 clean. And then Dude and React both didn't get the 50 bag, both didn't even get the... React did get the first 200, but he took life 3 accidentally, or life 2. He just didn't go for the last one. So they both got attack 3, but React actually accidentally took life 3, so he was 2-1-3 leaving P1.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's actually made a bit of ground, because I don't know if you've ever had attack 2 in the jump cave, but the Octos are 2 hits and the Gorillas are 5 hits.
Yeah, just in an NMG.
Yeah.
Now,
like NMG, exactly.
That stinks.
Yeah.
TGH is doing well. He's fairly new to the game. What?
Yeah, this
3 months now?
3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It was like sometime in the summer.
I mean, he's played it a lot in that time, but...
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever, like, I've gone to sleep with a stream up, and I'm like, oh, he's 8 hours in. Yeah, he's probably still got like 4 hours left on his stream.
He was doing the trilogy runs, which are 3.5 hours by themselves. And...
Yeah, and he currently has the world record for the 3 games ran together. Which is like a 308, or is it 318, 308? One of those?
314 or 313 last time I looked, I thought. Okay. But maybe he's lowered it.
Well, if it was 313, 314, probably not 308.
Yeah, let's see. So 30 minutes for the first game, an hour 20 for this, hopefully less, but still. And then an hour 24 for the third one.
Okay, yeah, 313 makes sense.
I think he has a decent time in all 3 games right now too, like the sub whatever of what people claim.
Yeah, it would be sub 85 in Zelda 3, a 74 in Zelda 2, and a sub 30 in Z1.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, he's really taken off. Oh wow, I just saw his new PB that I hadn't seen before.
Yup. Second better than Pro Jan.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty sick. Yeah, TGH, React Dude, Ray Dude, they all hit Eco Key pretty well. We did miss it, but TGH did hit Eco Key. Dude is the next one up. It's funny, we used to be like super hyped for this in like 2018, and now everybody just does it. It's just so easy for Dude.
Now that you know the setup, it's more like a disappointment. Like, I can't believe I missed that.
Right, as at least for people who have grinded it, obviously. If you haven't grinded Eco Key yet, it's still pretty daunting until you just have like there's even a flowchart to it based on where you stop. It's like, oh, I just need a delay or go a little earlier.
I like a Dude setup for it where he just watches the bubble bounce off the screen.
Yeah, you know, Dude actually has pretty good reaction times for being like a bit older than me. I'm kind of jealous. Because that's pure reactions.
Yeah. I don't even know how old Dude is. Dude is a mystery.
Yeah, he's a wizard. So
we
he
like
could
it that way.
He could be over 100 years old. I don't know.
Well, we know now he has a reaching stick too, so.
True. That doesn't say
man, look
wizard,
at that block room for Dude.
Oh my god, in the instant ferry out of there? That is as quick as it gets.
Oh, but he's not gonna have the free refill, so there's that.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Alright, React's got the jar for ferrying out. You said Redude was the one who misleveled?
No, React was.
Oh, wow. I don't know why Redude's down a level.
Oh. We missed something in P4. That had to have been a Magic 4 in P4? Yeah, because he's already at 1160. Whoa, yeah, he took Magic 4 right before Karok.
He should be fine.
Yeah, that just sucks. Like, he's definitely not used to it. He's probably been in this scenario before, but like, how often do you do that? And your muscle memory's not built for it.
He's just going to be able. He's going to have to take life 5. Is how it's going to end up.
Right, it's going to be
the only
8.
way this is going to work.
885, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the Radiant and React both taking leveling mistakes in this run. I would say they're both. I would say they're both like equal in like time loss. Because React lost a lot of time with those levels early on.
Yeah, I can bet. Especially Death Mountain, what the Dyras are 9 hits?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think if you go 2-1-3, you're 150 XP away from your attack 3. So I don't know if he had to kill any Dyras. I think the first Moblin gets you attack 3, basically. But still, you're still getting your attack 4 after the hammer. Yeah, so you're still having to kill all the Dyras in Death Mountain with guaranteed attack 3.
And then still killing everything in the Palace too because of the needing
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he, if his drop was on one of the last 3 enemies, he would have been short XP, but he counted. So he skipped the blue Skelly, killed the orange and red IK, and came out with the exact amount of HP or XP he needed.
That's what you call a heads up.
Yep.
All right, what's your opinion on P5? Is it flute first or is it the dumb key first?
I do flute first, and it's because of red jar placement.
I agree, for the same reason.
Yeah, it's like I just want to leave this area with the red jar, not get it halfway through.
And
Because you could potentially waste it halfway through, but it can keep you alive. That's the only thing you got going if you don't do the flute first.
if you can put off getting a Magic 4, you get the free fairy on the flute.
Exactly, which is typically where people take it. Unless you got your 200 bag on the red IK, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if it shifts forward 1.
Right. So, I mean, like, either is fine, but if you're going right first, it's because you're being safer.
Man, I need to work on my P5. I don't know why. I've been getting like 7-minute P5s or 7:30 P5s instead of 7 minutes.
It's like 2 sections, right? It's just obviously Eco Key. I'm not even going to count that.
And
But
the block
it's
room.
the block room and Guma.
Yeah.
And then it's up to
Just
how the
knockbacks.
Magos want to. Yeah, which is just pure Magos.
Yep.
Which is like having bot RNG trying to go your way, basically. Like, cause technically you don't have to take Mago hits ever. You could just kill them. Because more than likely, if they're hitting you, you could have killed them, but you decided not to because you don't want to hit a certain XP threshold. So that's kind of like it's kind of like a really hard decision to make. It's like, hey, do I try to play this Mago with good execution without killing it and not taking this hit, or do I just not care about my XP and take all my levels on the screen before Firetown? Because I would say I take all of my Mago hits because I don't want to kill the Mago. I only hit it like once.
Yep.
Yeah, by the way, TGH is out of P5. 55-30 on the gem placement.
Yeah, this is good pace,
Yeah.
especially for a race. But I mean, like you said, he got the attack 4, so
Right, everything's been going his way, except for encounters, I would say. He did have one very good segment with encounters, which was the Green Mile. He went 0 encounters there.
Nice.
But he got a 2 encounter before Bagu. So this pace with 2 encounters before Bagu is pretty sick.
good fight for dude.
Yep. The leads haven't really changed. Ray Dude I see do this a lot where he saves the red jar for after that downstairs area, which is pretty smart. I mean, if you don't need it, you're going to leave it there anyways. So.
Yep.
But I noticed he did that in the last race too.
Usually my drop is on that orange guy.
Yeah, if you didn't kill... Wait, really?
Yeah, if you don't kill any Stalfos, and if you have a 4 count coming in.
Okay.
But if the Stalfos get in your way, then I mean, you end up shifting it again.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Ray Dude and React both opened the door at the same time. Okay, React made up some time. Because Ray Dude's been about 20 seconds ahead the past little bit.
Yeah, nice sync.
Yeah. Similar refill, even. TGH did a Wii. Okay, easy encounter to dodge. It looks like they're still good. You actually don't need to read all the letters, all 3 to 4 letters on the sign, but it just makes it more consistent if you do. Because BGT only reads 1, I'm pretty sure, 1 or 2. The only thing that does is like they'll home in on you immediately, but they'll random walk pretty quickly after, typically. But yeah, TGH got that river monster skip pretty handily. This is why we do late fire, because you could see that was pure execution. There's always luck, obviously, with how the encounters spawn, but you're still executing based on it. He does a stab here. You don't necessarily need to do the stab, but a lot of players do. I notice you get random walk whether you do or don't. So
I thought it was for the second encounter.
Like it keeps it homing in and then it random walks after?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It gives you just enough time to get out of the way.
Yeah, because I noticed the first encounter is always random. Which you would have to stab 3 to 4 times in that encounter to make them not random. Dude is... Oh no, he got a back spawn on that backup he tried to do there. That was probably the only encounter type he didn't want there.
So he's opting come through. For players who don't know, this is technically slower than trying a second time, but not by enough to really matter. Just
yeah, it's kind of like mitigating your time loss, your potential time loss.
Yeah.
So let's see if anybody. I'm pretty sure TGH entered New Kasato from the top because I'm pretty sure I've seen them do it before.
That's how I do it now.
I know. We're a bunch of frame savers. For anybody who doesn't know, when you walk vertically in the overworld, the game doesn't lag as much as if you walk horizontally. So if you enter New Kasato from the top, you save maybe a frame, maybe a
sometimes.
Few frames.
Yeah, it's not even a guaranteed one.
Yeah, because lag is pretty random in the overworld. I mean, like it probably isn't random, but we don't know exactly all the details to it.
Light and I only realized that not too long ago, actually, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, when you're walking on the overworld, the best way to tell if it's lagging is listening to the music.
But that's what creates all the different patterns at the very beginning for double river skip.
Are you sure?
Amount of lag frames. That, as far as I can tell, because you always get the same one coming out of the cave initially.
Right, but when the game lags, it frame rate.
Okay.
It's counting the frames, not like amount of time spent, you know?
So where's the pattern differences?
It's purely execution.
Okay. So you have a large
combat
window on the first encounter coming out then.
Right.
Okay. Like at least 6 to 8 frames.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know about you, but I'll notice like the encounter is slightly closer, slightly farther away when I come out of the first cave. And that's
I have not noticed that part. The second cave entering.
That one's easier to tell, right? Because you have like a pretty good visual cue. I could tell based on like when you dodge up and over, but that's because my strat is a little different, and I think I get a different encounter that makes it easier to see. You know.
I like how I set a lot of frames for 6 to 8.
It's a lot of frames, dog.
What, a tenth of a second?
Yeah, no, 6 to 8. We're not talking about, when you put it that way, it just seems so lame. Just 6 to 8 frames, dude. It's a lot. Almost double digits. I mean, all that's bigger than double digits is triple digits, and that's over a second. You round that up, it could be a minute.
I think you save more frames on Zelda 3 by grabbing the crystal or gems or whatever at a certain place than you do from that.
Yo, we don't talk about that. Listen, in Zelda 2, our frame saves are so minimal, but they're so cool. It doesn't matter. They're just so cool. By the way, TGH had 0 encounters going to the heart, so my guy's on pretty sick pace right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, TGH is in P6 while everyone's still in New Costo. Would you have expected this before the race started?
No.
Yeah,
But
me
I
neither.
also didn't know about TGH having a 114 already, which is
Right.
highly impressive. I mean, regardless how long he's played. But
The only thing
more
though
so.
is if you looked at his race times, he has beaten Dude once, very narrowly, but Dude and Riak have both had better times in general. Like they've both had 75 so far. So I would say they were still the two stronger opponents. Riak, probably the strongest coming into this race, just based purely on the past results. Because Dude obviously has the highest skill ceiling here with having a 73 PB. But Riak has had 275s in races with strong opponents. So he tends to play very well against strong opponents. But now he's actually the one lagging behind the other two, and TGH is first. So this race, I don't think anybody could have really predicted how close everyone is. And then with TGH being so far ahead. But this is still like, obviously like this was still like a predicted result. It was just on the lower odds of being predicted.
Are we talking about the other parts of this, or are we only focusing on these four?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't been able to see how other people have been doing.
I don't mind
so, yeah.
updating. I have it pulled up, but
Go
I
for
didn't
it.
know if we were.
Yeah, is anybody like close to these or ahead of them?
Let me get the sync compared to the restream. We got THC heading into Nikusudo. Eon's grabbing the any key. Schmitty's grabbing the any key. And then everybody else is in P5 still.
Okay, so we got like groups of people that are really close to each other. How lucky is it that we got the 4 people that were just like killing it?
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. Yeah, Ray Dude, I'm gonna say has been playing very, very well. Cause like out of the 4, he's the clear underdog, just based on PB. And he has been keeping up. He was ahead of Riak for most of this race. It's been pretty impressive. Only 1 room behind Riak at the moment. So he's actually like when Riak, oh shoot, TGH fairing out, he's not gonna die. Cause I think that would put him on 1 life.
With races, you gotta.
He's taking the death anyways because he needs the magic. The only thing he could have hoped for. No, that's it. I mean, I was gonna say like you could go get that extra 1-up and kill yourself on the blue iron knuckle or something, but I think they're both like the same speed. If he had taken the death immediately here, it would have been faster. That's rough. Still obviously gonna hold a lead, but that makes it pretty scary for him. I didn't catch his live count, it's 0.
Yeah, this is it.
So if you're TGH, what do you do?
I just continue playing. I mean, personally, don't change anything because like you play to what you're used to. If you try to change things, you're going to screw up more.
Right, exactly. I agree.
Like I would still jackhammer Barbo right here, me personally.
Yeah, because that's what you do normally. So
yeah, I'd screwed up if I tried anything else, honestly.
So the only way that he wants to get the 1-up in P6 here is without casting jump and keeping spell to cast on the 2 skull bubbles so that he can fall down and fairy still. I'm pretty sure he has enough to fairy and cast spell, and that's it. If you were to do that,
does he know this jump?
He doesn't even care.
No. Yeah, that jump is tricky. It's just it. You gotta jump from the tile on the left side, and you should make it over time.
Right. You can do like a little turnaround once you land on the platform to make sure you get your full momentum too.
I think he does this fight safely, anyways. So
yeah. Nice. Meanwhile, Dude is just a few rooms behind. He's still got to fight Reba next, so obviously TJ still has a lead, but it's actually just super scary because 1 death in VOD is just obviously 2 to 3 minutes lost.
Yeah, to me, this is less about the lead and just surviving at this point.
Exactly. he could take all the safeties in the world and probably still win this race. And when I say safeties, more like ferrying these bridges on the way back, grabbing the red jar, casting spell on every screen.
Go get the swamp one up.
Yeah, technically you could still do that and be ahead. I don't think he's ever seen that one up
ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna say TGH has never seen that screen. All right, dude, going into Barba.
When I was first playing, let's see if he's doing jumpless.
Jumpless Jack. Yeah, if he's standing over to the left, that's his setup.
When I was first starting to play this, I went and got the swamp one up. I swear I'd lose a life just getting it. Maybe even two.
Yeah, because the stupid... Oh, React just died to the Reba neck, and he's also on the last life. Okay, so Ray Dude and Dude both have the potential to come ahead in this race. Especially since Ray Dude is literally ahead of React now.
He's doing on experience.
He's doing what
fine.
You said, yeah.
Yeah, he
but
can't do anything more.
He's gonna do 875 because he took the attack level. Yeah, I guess 875 is the best he can do.
Yep.
But yeah, you spend so much time. Oh my god, TJ's getting hammered by this trollfish. Do you think he casts life and grabs the red jar? Because I think so.
I would.
Yeah, I think he's totally cool with grabbing the red jar right now.
And queue up spell while you're at it.
Oh, Ray Dude doing the jumpless kill because he didn't have enough magic. So he actually loses a little time to react here. Oh, and it's going to be a 3 cycle. Alright, React. I'm now ahead of Ray Dude. A couple lead changes real quick.
So jumpless strats, if anybody doesn't know, if you want to see the master, you gotta check out Light's stream.
Oh, thanks. You know what's funny about that?
jackhammer that is sick.
What's funny about that is Yunus told me about it like I want to say 2018, and he's just like, yeah, it's just like the same timing as the horse head double hits, and I still couldn't really do it consistently. So I just learned jumpless jackhammer instead. But then I remember him still telling me that, and I got a lot better at the horse head double hit. So this one day I tried to do the Barba, and I did it perfectly first try. I was just like, all right, time to just do this 100% of the time, regardless of my magic. Yeah. So shout outs to Yunus who just told me about it, and then I finally executed it like a year later.
It's a shame that Yunus doesn't want to... Like, I get it. This game is very boring.
This category has a lot of walkthrough. It's not every category that's boring.
No. Any percent is amazing. I love any percent of this game.
Yeah, I think you would agree with that too.
It's high energy the entire time.
Yes, he did take an unintentional death, TGH.
Him and Auntie are the two who, like, I think they know Zelda 2 inside and out so well.
Mm-hmm.
But they just don't have the patience for this because it's so monotonous.
I think with Auntie, it's a bit more of a time-related thing, like not having the time.
Okay.
But you're totally right in general. For players like them. Like, they're the kind of players that just... they're very execution-heavy players, so like when you're having to just hold left constantly, it's like really annoying.
Yeah.
Especially like when your late game is what determines your PB, so like you've spent 20 minutes walking left, and then you finally get to the good stuff later.
Yep.
TGH...
I didn't see... Did he take the... No, he didn't, because he didn't take the level.
Oh, taking the death? No, he did not. I don't expect TGH to do that. I think he's pretty comfortable with doing the level up strat. And his current magic is pretty full, so that's pretty good. Dude coming in with better stats because he already took his magic 8, or better amounts of magic because he's already taken his magic 8. But technically, I guess TGH has more allowed to him. He just can't die.
They have it's a 1 minute difference.
Yeah, so TGH has to game over here to lose this. We'll see if he can replicate his second downstab room with the blue bird knight. Did you happen to see that clip?
No.
Oh god. Maybe TGH can clip it again sometime because it might be lost in the chat already. But he lost 20 seconds in that room without dying. One time.
Wow.
Yeah, the bird did some funny stuff. The bubble was off sync, so he couldn't just upstab it and walk past. It breaks open the bubbles and they get stuck in the blocks. So when he breaks the blocks, they come out at him again. And during all that, the blue bird knight comes up on him and follows him down. It was just like the classic worst RNG that you could possibly get in that room. But TGH doing pretty good. Took a body hit without shield. We're fine. He might kill
He's
the
going
rope.
for the jar.
He might kill the rope.
Yeah, depend on where his drop is.
Didn't kill the rope. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. If he killed that rope, unless it was a drop, that would be his level up and he could get his magic 8 and life up. But now he has to go through 2 rooms that are really dangerous. This one's probably less dangerous, but whatever. Okay, got past that one. He can afford 1 hit here if he got shield. Oh my god, it wasn't in the hood and jumping at him. Live.
I hate that middle sword.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't supposed to crouch that, or like you would want to jump and crouch it. You know? What
Yeah.
I mean? Falling crouch it. Yeah. There you go. Get the fairy. Wow.
Why not?
You know, shout outs to not killing that red rope because that was pretty sick.
Okay, now here's the question: where's his drop? Is he going to kill the bot, or is he?
Yeah,
Does
good
he
question.
know? Because he's 3 off of just being able to kill both the Mews.
Yeah, killing the bot. Yeah, it was the drop. So that
was good.
rope would not have leveled him up.
Yeah.
So he was actually just gonna have to deal with that. Yeah, that's scary. Just being safe. You know, sometimes you can't kill both those Mews. There's a certain cases where they do really weird movement on you and you don't end up with the kills. So he casts spell, gets it earlier.
All right, an update on the other racers. Eon has entered GP, and Schmitty's right behind her.
Nice.
And THC is coming through the second to last cave right now.
Okay, TJ's starting to fight at 15 flat, so he can definitely still 75 this. Accidentally standing stab, that was pure accident. He's gonna live this fight. He can take another hit. Please, thank you.
And now cast shield.
Yeah, he's gonna cast shield probably on Dark Link. Not that it matters. No, he can do a bar and a half, right, without shield? Is that 1 hit
Yeah.
KO without shield?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, right behind him. And this is how sick dude is. My man's was behind so far and is 1 room behind him.
Yeah, that fairy actually costs quite a bit of time.
Yep. Oh, dude's
I mean,
1
it's
hit
a,
from
oh,
death.
dude.
What's with everybody being 1 hit from death on Team?
Zombie strats.
Oh, TJ's got hit.
Oh no!
You've got to be kidding me. That sucks, dude. How often? I was gonna say, how often does Dark Link jump into you? But it's actually kind of often.
Yeah.
Still really bad luck.
There's a way to get out of it usually if you do the jump.
You got the jump at the
But-
perfect time, yeah.
And dude as well.
Yeah, but he had the life. He had the extra life.
Link's being a troll today.
Wow, so Raydude and React can both come ahead here now.
Yeah.
React will be the 3rd person into the Thunderbird fight.
I mean, at this point, TGH just needs to go alt route to go back.
We gotta show him alt route. Yeah, dude having the textbook Dark Link fight. And gets 1st place in this race with 1:16.55, which is what's on his split. So he actually done pretty well. Must have done like immediately on the last hit there.
Well, he has a 2 seconds difference. 2.89.
His splits, don't they both say versus the race time? Aren't they
Right, but the
same?
race starts and then you start your timer.
Oh,
at
2.75. Yeah.
2.79.
Yeah.
7.5? I don't know.
2.75. Yeah.
I
Right.
honestly
React.
don't know what mine's at.
I frame counted it and it was 2.75, but I don't know. Maybe I don't actually. I kind of went off my own like visual cues for them.
Yeah,
so I don't
my
know if
timer
it was
doesn't
right.
matter anyways. I frame count afterwards in AVSD Mux.
Yeah. So React gets a 1:17:43.
It's solid race, especially with the mislevel or bad leveling at the beginning.
The miss level at the beginning. Hey, what's up, React?
Hey, thank you.
GG. That was pretty crazy. I don't know. You're gonna probably want to watch this one back unless you had the stream up this whole time and just know what happened.
I did not know what happened. I did turn on the stream about I don't know, after I knew that it was all over, like after P1 or
Yeah, after the 2-1-3, I think it was.
yeah. I turned it on, but it was sort of on a different screen, and I was not really looking at it. I was trying very hard not to lose any more time, just trying to keep it even, you know.
Yep.
But am I really quiet? I'm sorry.
Yeah, can we maybe turn him up? Maybe Cubs can just personally turn you up for himself.
That's what I did, but I mean I can turn back now.
Is that any better? I can also go into my settings.
Looks like we're good.
How's that?
Ray Dude got a 1:18:39 on race time.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is-
so TGH entered GP on 75 pace. And
Yeah, I knew he was ahead. I didn't know how far ahead, but it seemed like he had a pretty handy lead. He must have game over. That's the only solution.
yeah, so in the floating head lava room in P6, he was doing fire strats and got knocked into the lava. He actually just got knocked. Cast Fairy tried to save himself, but realized like he would be so low magic, so he took the death a little late. So that put him on his last life, and then he died to Dark Link jumping into him.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
So we got Eon coming in.
GG, Eon.
1:19:31 for her.
Pretty good. That's her best time. That's her only second time, but her previous one was a 1:20.
Schmitty's dropping into Thunderbird right now.
And for Ray Dude, that 1:18:39 is his best race time in this tournament. His previous best time was 1:18:46.
And we got Canuck fighting T-Bird now. TGH just going to walk through T-Bird's room. And rematch.
Yeah, rematch. What was a 75 paces now? A high 80.
Yeah, I mean, it's plus
Yeah.
5 minutes, right?
Yep.
Ish.
Yeah, because he actually had to grab the fairy in the room previous, like the last 3 or 4 rooms. So it was, oh my god.
This is when you toss your controller and you walk out of the room.
Oh. Come on.
Schmitty with 5th place, 1:20:41. So once TJH finishes this, I'm sure him and Ray Dude will probably be in here. So before that happens, Riak, with the 2-3, were you worried about your XP going into P2?
I was absolutely worried. I needed P bags. I got 1 P bag. What was it? It was at the hammer.
Exactly, and you grabbed it after the hammer. So.
And I got it after the hammer, and then I got. I knew that I needed 200 XP after the level up, before the boss, and I knew I didn't have enough. I knew it was going to be really close, and I was trying to add it up in my head, like as I was fighting before coming down the elevator, and I just didn't quite get it down. And I was down the elevator, and I thought, I'm going to be like 100 short. I have to get this P bag.
Yeah, it was smart you skipped the blue skelly because it would have put your drop on in there, right?
I didn't know. I got the drop on the red IK before the skeleton in the last room.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, because I remember just looking at that last room and you skipped the blue skelly. So at that point is when you had the math figured out.
Yeah, and I knew it as I was coming down the elevator before I fought the Chewy. And I thought, okay, I got my counts at 4. I'm going to have 2 more. It's going to land right on that red IK, which is not what I wanted.
an extra 50 XP just by pushing it back one, but nothing you can do at that point.
Right.
So
Yeah, it was pretty
close.
Pretty clinch, yeah.
But got the P bag, and then I knew I had enough, so I just skipped the skeleton, and then I needed the 2 more boss enemies to get to 200. So just enough.
And that was the bulk of your time loss. After that, you pretty much remained pretty even with splits, I think, right?
Yeah, I got a little lucky on Overworld. It was a good maze return. It was pretty good, actually. The whole rest of the run coming out of New Kasuto was kind of nasty. And then P6, Rebonak, that was probably the next time where I really had some major time loss.
Oh, right.
Rebonak trolled me.
Yeah, Ray Dude was able to pull ahead of you right at that instant.
Did he?
Yeah, because you were ahead. It was like a few times changed. He actually went to the Barba fight without enough magic to cast jump, so his fight ended up being 3 cycles. So that basically cemented your lead for the rest of the race.
As long as I didn't game over, because I was in my last life at that point.
Exactly.
But VOD was really good. GP was actually really good. So, except for I got hit a couple of times, but got the level up. Thunderbird, I was down to 1 bar or something at Dark Link, but
yep,
behaved for me at least.
Yeah.
TBH.
A lot of times Dark Link will behave as long as you execute perfectly in the first few seconds of it. Because, like, say he jumps and you don't get the second hit in, then it's kind of like now he has the chance to be really bad luck on you. But if you get the first 2 hits the correct, like you get the first stab and then you jump and fall, hit the second stab, he usually doesn't screw around with you after that. So I think TGH missed that second hit.
And then, yeah.
And then it's just like kind of like you don't know what's exactly going to happen after that. Yeah.
So he must have been ahead of Dude.
Yeah.
Most of it.
He was a minute ahead coming into GP.
Yeah.
And that was after the death in P6, which probably cost him close to 20 seconds.
He had a death in P6 also.
Yeah, that was when he cast Fairy to save himself in that lava room and then took the death anyways because low magic.
All right. I missed that. Yep.
Yeah, that's always rough. Like you're like, okay, I'm on last life, so I need to save my life, but then you realize like you're going to have to take that death somewhere else. So gotta just take it. THC, Joseph, and Jacob are all finishing after TGH with 121, 123, 124 respectively.
Yep, we got Mashi and GP going through Bikila right now. We got Kelsey. She's about to enter GP. She's in the final cave of VOD. And King Doll is in VOD, but he just entered VOD.
So now, talking about who's qualified. One sec. We have Riak was already qualified. You were already qualified as first, technically, because you were the top with 5 races already completed.
Oh, sure.
Your average won't really improve. I think by like 1 second it will. But that you're still going to be in the top 3 because Dude should take the lead here. But his average is going to go a little bit lower, so you both are going to be within just a few seconds of each other.
Yeah, and I think, and that's what I figured is this is technically the worst time by only 2 seconds. I got what was it, a 43 or?
You had a 41 previously.
Yeah, so I knew like I've got this is my 6th race, so I really had nothing to. I didn't need to hold back at all. I could just go at it, take all the death abuses, and if I die, then whatever, it's not going to count.
Mm-hmm.
But so I got 2 more to go. That's how I'm looking at it. We'll do the 2 more races and just do PB attempts, right? Or do the best we can, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, once you get your 5 in, it's just like you do your best to get a sick time.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And your low 75 is carrying your average very hard. So like the second you get, yeah, that was an impressive race time. So the second that you don't get a 77, you get a 76 or 75, your average is just gonna shoot up to first.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening over the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
You got a few races to come, right? So.
Yeah, I'm taking like a break right now, but I'll be in the next 2 weekends. For sure. We have after this weekend, we have 2 more.
2 more Fridays.
Yep. Yep, the 13th and the 20th. So Friday the 13th, I'll be racing then.
Oh, TGH is going to get a nice jump though if he replaces his time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
basically,
6 races.
yeah.
Got 1 more after this, right?
He's at 6. This is his 7th, so he does have only 1 more actually.
Yeah,
But
So
if he gets a
but if he-
75,
he'll replace a 119.
yeah.
No, wait.
No, 118.
118. Yeah.
11.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that would be a huge jump. That would put him easily 116,
Yeah.
which is enough to possibly put you in first 'cause at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we got
a shame for
Mash
him,
until tomorrow.
To have everything go
is.
your way and fall apart at the end.
Yeah, that was a 75.
Attack 4, I presume.
Yes. Ray Dude and TGH both got the 50 jar or 50 bag, sorry. So, and I believe they both got the first 200 bag as well. So it was like optimal P1 routing. TGH was also the only one to get reverse bubble scope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you, Ray
I messed
Dude,
up.
and
Yeah,
Dude all entered around the same time.
Really?
Yeah. It was pretty
Yeah.
rough.
I messed up the Magic Cave, so reverse bubble was already out, but going for regular bubble skip, and I got the fairy spawn, and they just ran away from me. There's no
That's
chance.
so unlucky.
Oh well.
Nothing you can do about that. You'd have to. That's like the most insane luck if you can get one with fairies that you actually get to skip on.
Anywhere for that matter.
True.
Any skip you're going for through the whole game.
Even Bagu skip.
Bagu skip.
We got Mashy fighting T-Bird right now, and Kelsey's coming up to T-Bird.
There's actually another race that is either happening right now or after this. BGT was looking to race at 11:30 Eastern. So if anybody's interested in that, I'm pretty sure BGT. Let me make sure it's not already going.
What days today? Oh, it's not on the schedule, so or on the calendar.
I entered it onto the. Okay, it looks like Dude's in there. Oh, Dude's gonna race.
He probably just wants revenge.
True.
He's gotten attack 3 every time, as far as I know. He's not gotten attack 4 once.
0 times, and he has a 75 with attack 3, so that's
I
pretty
know.
impressive. Pretty sick. Yeah, it looks like they're holding off. BGT and Dude are going to race, and they're waiting to see if anybody else wants to join. So if anyone can hear me that could possibly race, go ahead and join them. You should be warmed up.
I can hear you.
Looks like DM's in there. Let's go. You warmed up?
I'm not. Who warms up for Zelda 2 though?
You don't warm up by with mental work by just watching other good players play.
Usually, actually.
Yeah.
You get the inspiration to go ahead and load up your stream.
Well, also if you watch people like Dude or React, you know how like if you don't play for a while, you kind of just forget little small things that might be muscle memory. If you watch someone who's really good, like you'll just remember things. I feel like it is kind of a warm up. This is not warm up for your fingers, obviously. It's like a mental warm up. I've noticed personally, at least.
Yeah, I can attest to that too.
Yeah. But also, I guess the motivational factor is pretty good. Got to be motivated to play this game or this category, I should say.
All right,
So,
well,
yeah.
we'll hop up here and get that race going.
Yeah.
GG to everybody who's finishing up the other race, by the way. I think it was Kelsey and Mashy who are still coming in,
It looks like
Mash just
yep.
finished up.
and then King Doll.
Yeah, Mashy got a 131. And then we have Kelsey and King Doll next.
Where's King Doll at?
Yeah, thanks for hopping into comms, DM. 46
yeah.
minutes in.
Sorry about that, but thanks for
I
carrying it.
honestly didn't care. It's totally fine. Yeah. I told Cubs, I was like, he'll come in eventually. It's all good. But yeah, that was fun. Not gonna lie.
GG
That,
React.
I'm surprised at how close all of you were. It's pretty sick.
Thanks,
It
DM.
was a good watch. It was.
I hope so. I'll watch it back.
Yeah.
I like doing that.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
And make sure you
'Cause,
tune into Light's YouTube channel to watch all those Highlander videos that's been getting posted lately.
Yeah, I'll have one done tomorrow. I'll post it in the Discord. It might have more than just Highlander. I'm not sure yet. But yeah,
Well,
I'll
I
let you
appreciate
go
the
do your
restream.
race.
ZSR? Cubs?
Yeah, thanks a lot for Cubs who did 2 restreams before this. I'm pretty sure at least one. He did the
I
Breath
was
of
about
the
to say,
Wild one.
I am here. I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here.
Thank
I'm
you so
sitting
much
here
for sitting
memeing
there.
while people are actually doing things.
I'm
Ugh.
so happy you sat there. It was great.
You did
Yeah, I
more
know.
than me. You sat there for longer than me, so there you go.
Well, GG, everyone involved.
Yeah, this was a great race. Thank you very much, Riak.
All in favor of stabbing Dark Link repeatedly in a corner?
Aye. Looks like.
So with that, we will head on out for the night. Full schedule over the weekend. Feel free. Hopefully, we'll see people back here. Many different games. Find something that just you. Hopefully, we'll see you at ZSR. Thank you both, Light and DM for comms. Thank you very much, both of you. Light, I told you we now expect interviews after every race. Now that you've been on, now that you have a working mic.
I don't know. All this talking, I might lose my voice for the next 3 weeks.
Only 3 weeks. I'm impressed.
I'm gonna be out by then. Yeah.
Well, given that the race is about to start, we might as well head over and raid one of the runners
Ooh, yeah.
in that race.
Raid BGT because he actually rarely gets to do races here. So I want people to see. BGT also has a great stream. So shout outs to everybody else who's going to be streaming. But BGT is a rare instance of streaming. So
I think we can make that happen.
So
So
also
late night-
GG to Kelsey and King Doll, who also finished pretty much right next to each other, both 133s. And that's it for our race. We got everybody who finished.
until next time, all, thank you very much for joining us. And any final thoughts before we head out?
Shout outs to React for that sick race.
Shoutouts to Lightning for the sick commentary.
Well, you'll see.
All right, with that, we will head on out. We will see you all next time, and have a good night.
Good night.
Yep.